This is the How Is He podcast, a deep dive into Carlo soccer with Podge and Papa, proudly sponsored by Curra Sports. Let's kick it off.
Welcome to episode 46 of the How Is He podcast. Join as always with my co-host Paul and Papa Dowling. This week we're joined by a guest, a man who was possibly one of, if not the best, junior soccer player of all time.
Yeah.
And that's not my quote, right? It's been told to me and others. A man who started with Leicester Celtic. On his rap sheet, he has a Kennedy Cup winning captain, or he was a Kennedy Cup winning captain for DDSL, a Juvenile International, a Milk Cup winner and player of the tournament, SFAI under 15 All-Ireland winner with Leicester Celtic. He's been capped at every underage level, right up to 21s. He then signed for Everton and came back after a couple of years and had a 10-year League of Ireland career, amassing over 193 appearances. However, for me, he's best known for his time in Sheriff Y.C. in a 7-year period, winning 31 trophies. It's nuts, including 4 Leinster Juniors and 4 FAI Junior Cups. And he also had a short spell with Greystones and North End, where he picked up a further 2 Leinster Junior Cups with North End. If you don't know this man, you don't know junior soccer.
No, that's for sure.
And you have to get to know this man.
Yeah.
A massive welcome, John Lester. How are you, John?
Thanks for having me, lads. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on. Nuts. Absolutely crazy. The rap sheet. Papa, what do you think of that?
I'm sure it's as
That's
good
an episode in itself. We just stop it
it's
now.
as good as it gets, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Everywhere you go in Ireland, or you're playing John Lester, yeah, if you're playing against North End at the time when we played against them, or Sheriff was John Lester, and just
Yeah.
like ultimate respect from other teams. You wouldn't know, but you're the main focal point in another opposition dressing room. But yeah,
You'd guess
top player.
You'd guess it sometimes when you're getting man marked and things like that.
I say that, yeah. Couple of lads trying to do what I'd say.
And I've listened to a few of your podcasts, and you're saying people wouldn't man mark in junior football. It all happens.
I say that, yeah.
Yeah, well,
So
yeah.
you get a lot of it, yeah.
Yeah, fair bit. Still get it in 35s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still get it. But you're able to manage, though. You're good enough to manage it.
yeah. Sometimes it takes a bit of the fun out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and someone's following you everywhere you go, but you have to deal with it and move on.
A fly on shit,
Well,
yeah.
you definitely dealt with it anyway.
Oh, Jesus
There's
Christ,
no doubt about that. Tell me this. Let's start here. Your earliest football memory.
There's 2. There was one, I don't know, it could have been 7 or 8, and the estate that we moved to at Park Celtic started up. If it was their first ever team, and I was playing, I could have been 7. The team was under 9s or 10s, so I was in playing with them, and my dad had a Jeep at the time, so all the lads in the back of the Jeep and off the games. That was the first. I don't remember playing many games, but then my first football memories is really going following my dad's matches from as young as I can remember. Any game he was at, I was at. So yeah, I used to follow him around.
Did he play?
Your
Dad
dad
play?
playing or managing?
Playing. I don't know,
Yeah,
my dad
yeah.
played. That's why I can't give up to anytime soon. He played till he was 58.
Go away.
Did he, seriously?
Yeah.
Who was his club?
He played with Vincent's, St. Vincent's, they're gone. That's the one I remember because I was out at Beaumont Hospital.
Okay.
Then he played with Markovic and a few teams in Dublin then.
Markovic were a big club for
Yeah,
him, weren't they, right?
he played with them, and then another team called IGB, Irish Glass Bottle House, played with them. So yeah, followed him around.
Irish Glass Bottle House.
Yeah, they had a private pitch in Goatstown. It's gone now as well.
Right.
Yeah, it was like a carpet. It was a deadly pitch.
Was it, yeah?
Yeah, so we used to go up there. I'd play my match on the Saturday or Sunday, and then he'd have his match on the Sunday afternoon. You'd spend your afternoon up there then afterwards.
Did you go up to him, yeah?
Yeah. Did everything with me outfit, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like from as long as I can remember when I decided I wanted to play football. Yeah, we did everything together that way.
Your brothers and all, John?
I've one younger brother and an older sister.
Right.
I went to college with his younger brother.
Yeah,
What did you?
yeah, small world. Yeah,
It's a very small world, yeah.
yeah.
You play a bit as well, obviously.
Rob played a bit, but he's different dedication to me, as in.
That's a mollycoddled way of a different answer, no, John. Come on.
No, so when I would have been young, the decision was made. I wanted to play football properly.
Yeah.
So you come in from school, bags be put to the side, and the gear bag would be taken, and me and my dad would be off down to the park to train.
Go away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that
What
was-
age is that at, John?
I'm trying to think that it's starting 5th or 6th class in primary school. So it would have been maybe 11 or 12.
11, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it didn't for many this side Newlands Cross, that's a dream. Right? So you have 11 or 12-year-old with an outstanding ability in soccer. For him wanting to go play professionally it's a dream.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
pipe dream, yeah.
But for you, it's like I'm going here.
I don't know whether it was that, but I love training. As in, what we did was hard at times. It was more fun, and you didn't even realise the skills you were picking up when you were doing it. Like,
Yeah.
Whereas the hard part, you have to put in the hard work at the time. Like, and that's the thing. I developed young. I was a big kid and things like that, so I was able to do more physical type of training. Like,
Did you play on your age or did you play above age?
Up until secondary school, I played. Oh, with my club, I always played in my age. But then when I went to secondary school, I played with the 6 years in first year. Like,
Go ahead.
I was on every team from first year, the whole way up.
When you're going to the park with your dad, is he teaching you stuff or is it just a general kick around?
No, teaching me. So we'd always start with, say, a warm up, which involved where we trained. It was in the middle of a big park. Like the park, it's huge. We'd go into top gate and there's 2 trees. They're probably 100 metres apart.
Right.
But to warm up, we'd try and hit the tree. And so if I hit the tree, I get a point. But if I missed, it's his shot from where I missed. So you're not trying to tap it at the tree.
Brilliant.
So we do that for
Just basic, isn't it?
basic, and that's how I think how my passing came so good. Like,
Yeah.
because you're trying to hit. It's not a thick tree; it's a skinny tree.
Yeah.
So you're trying to hit that. So, and if it hits it and bounces off, you get another shot and you go again.
Well,
So it'd be first to 5 or whatever, and then you do a few sprints, and then you do a few longer sprints, and then it's always finish in a 1v1, which could take hours.
You against your dad?
Yeah.
Extremely competitive.
Yes, because my dad would have been fit at the time as well. So it took years for the tide to change. So it was on a kind of a slope.
Yeah.
It was on a kind of a slope. So he always, when he was winning, he was playing up the
Uphill.
slope. And then as I got older and the tide changed, I ended up playing up the hill.
what standard did he play at, John? Or who? Like,
Oh, my
was
dad
it-
played I'm nearly sure he represented it was either the Leinster Senior League or the AOL League. Oh no, my dad played to a high standard. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
The Oscars anyway. To the Oscar
Yeah.
level.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did he play Oscar Trainer? I think he did. I know he travelled away with the league and things like that. We were only looking at pictures there a few weeks ago in the house, yeah. Oh no, my dad played to a decent level. Like.
Did you play Oscars? You did, surely.
Fully above it, was he?
No, I joined Sheriff. I was brought in for one game in the semi-final. I played that and they won. And then in the final, they left me on the bench for the whole game. Because they had the lads that done it for the whole season.
Yeah.
And I understood
Why
that.
bring him for the semi-final and not play in the final?
They were short players. Players were missing.
Oh, you just did a favour for them.
I didn't do it as a favour. They asked me. I said,
You're mad to play soccer anyway, aren't you?
It was a game of football. I'd go and play. Like, so, yeah, it was grand.
Talk to me about the journey to getting to Everton. So, your first big club is obviously Leicester Celtic, right?
Yeah, Leicester Celtic came by chance. A friend of mine, we were playing in his front garden, and his next door neighbour got a letter through his school to say there was a World Cup going on in Rathfarnham. I don't live near Rathfarnham. I live in Cabinteely, so it's a good drive, and will we go up to the World Cup? So we went up to the World Cup, and I ended up getting picked up there, and they asked me to come back, and I stayed ever since. It wasn't my parents bringing me. I actually went with the other people. The other people brought me, and I just ended up staying. So I would have started there from 8th.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and so we were an average enough side until the age rule changed. At 14's the age rule changed, and that's where we got a keeper and a few extra players in. The keeper happened to be Barry Roach, like, who's played for Morecambe and things like that.
Yeah.
So
Is that the age rule? Is that where it went to year of birth rather than the months?
yeah, so
okay.
I'm August,
Yeah, I get
and
you.
it
Yeah.
used to be by the 1st of August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went from being the oldest in the group to the middle of the group.
Yeah.
That was for internationals and everything, like,
Yeah.
and Dublin teams. So that for the year the Kennedy Cup, our team changed completely from the team I was in. I think there was only 1 or 2 of us stayed in it. Then all the older lads that had played in it the year before came back. They were eligible, so yeah.
Was your Kennedy Cup a good experience? Yeah. What do you think of it?
I enjoyed it. It was great. Like, yeah, going down as favourites is hard.
Yeah.
There was one game in, I think it was, did they do quarterfinals? Mm-hmm. It was in the quarterfinals. We were struggling against the Clare League, and we were on the main pitch, and the way the manager described it, everyone came to see us get beat. They all up on the hill to see what happened, but we ended up getting through it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But sure, listen, before the League of Ireland juveniles came in through the Kennedy Cup for the DDSL was the mecca. Like,
It was everything, you know, like from like when you start getting, you're in the Premier and the DDSL. That was the aim, was get onto the Dublin team, and everything was aimed towards playing the Kennedy Cup. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was. it was the best players, and that were all the ones that were getting ready to
Go.
Or and it was a place to be seen. Like,
and did Everton pick you up there? I know you played the Milk Cup West Ham, right?
I played with West Ham, yeah. Went to West Ham. I've been going to a few clubs, but I'd promised from early that I'd go to the Milk Cup with West Ham.
Okay.
Everton were in the Milk Cup as well at the same time.
It's the Milk Cup North.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up the north, isn't
that
it?
was 14s
It's
as
massive.
well.
That's massive,
Yeah.
isn't
It
it?
was huge, yeah.
Is it the same kind of run the same way as the Kennedy Cup sort of, like groups and
There'd be groups, so there'd be a few home-based teams. Home Farm were in it, Cherry Orchard were in it, I know that. And then Man United were in it, ourselves were in it, Middlesbrough, Everton and a few others were in it. So, yeah. That's where you kind of... Kennedy Cup is like, it's normal, it's no one really pays attention, whereas up there, people are trying to get autographs and things like that because they see you with an English side.
Yeah, I've heard that about the Milk Cup before, yeah. So I actually seen an interview there recently with
See, Joe Cole played.
Joe Cole
Played it in 2 years. Played the year before me and the year before that. He won the Players Tournament twice in a row there.
Bet Cherry Orchard in the final, did they won?
Yeah, they won it twice in a row.
Yeah.
So we were
he was West Ham at the time, wasn't he? Yeah.
We were so that's what happened when we went with West Ham. We were favourites to win it, so there was loads of pressure on us, but it is what it is.
Did you win it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Just a bit cool.
What a stupid question. And then, I skipped over a bit. So tell me, when you were going, what age did you start going over to England to look at clubs? And
I'm trying to think of the exact time. It could have been 12, 13.
that young?
Yeah, it was young. The phone was going. Like West Ham was one of the first ones.
Yeah.
There's no phones then, mobile phones then. So
Yeah.
it'd be, remember the phone would go and it'd be the scout on the phone saying, we send a letter to your club and you'd be sitting at the top of the stairs looking down at your dad, like waiting to see where you're going or when you're going. Like, so yeah.
Were you encouraged to get an agent around at that age, or
No.
how did it work?
No.
What's the process? It's just club to
Well,
your parents.
Yeah, and with us being the first person that's in the family that's kind of gone that way,
Yeah.
you're kind of trying to wing it.
Okay.
That way. Like,
Okay.
Guessing half the time,
Yeah.
actually, yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to figure out what's the best move and things like that. Yeah, so.
So I didn't realise you went over that young. So you went West Ham was one anyway.
West Ham, Wolves, Newcastle. Yeah, there was a good few.
Did you notice a change or a step in quality in like setup and facilities and?
Oh yeah, like you were coming up against, like I was a big kid and I was coming up against fellas that were as big, if not bigger than me, and more physical, and they were all very technically good. Like, so it brought you on a level, as in it made you realise that you're not the best player out there. Like,
Did you go over that opinion that you were?
No, I was humble enough, as in I just wanted to play a game of football. Really,
yeah.
I played all the time. Like, I didn't really think like I was in a team that wasn't full of superstars or anything like that. We just a bunch of lads that enjoyed a game of football together. Like,
Sorry, Paul.
No,
When you
you
were
were.
with the different teams, the Wolves, and that was one club better than the other in regards of training or
see,
setup or approach to matches?
You'd be there for a weekend and you'd be literally waiting on hand and foot, or like it'd be like, we'll collect you here, we'll bring you to training, or you go to the match. Like, you're not going, like, there's only a couple of times you'd be going on midterms for a few days and things like that. But like, the decision was made quick enough after the Milk Cup where I was going. Like,
Yeah.
Do you know when you get over there, right, and you're playing, be it Wolves, Newcastle, West Ham, Everton, does it matter about the club, or is it just like, I want to be professional, so whoever wants me, I'm gone?
no, I needed to fit in, as in you want to feel like you're wanted, like, because they have their pick of anyone, most of them, like.
Yeah.
Like, they're taking different kids all the time. Like, when you go to some places you'd be maybe one of 2 or 3 Irish going over at the same time. You'd be on the plane with someone else like that you might know from the league. They might be a year older, or something like so. No, you're trying to find one that fits you. But
How do you know at that age what's right for you?
you don't.
Yeah.
That's why probably the way it is now is probably better than the way it was back then.
Is that because the circle around kids going over now was like, you have agents, you have
to be 18 now. You can't.
Yeah, you have to be 18 now.
When I left, I would have been 15 going on 16. Like,
and talk to me about education, your school.
Over
it just
there?
is it just like, I'm a footballer?
no,
See
you're
you
supposed to go to school once a week, and they bring you to the school, but they don't really enforce it. They let you pick your own subject. It's not like, and especially for us going from Ireland, where you've got everything structured, as in your class are structured.
Yeah.
England school is completely different to ours. It was completely alien to me when I went over. Like,
Was it? Yeah.
yeah, like I think.
Did you drop you into mainstream? Did you drop you into mainstream
bring
schools?
us into a college every
Go
week?
away.
Yeah, and we'd be separated from them, but as in you'd be in the main college, but you'd have your own personal teachers and that. But
Yeah.
like I was doing sociology and something else. I didn't even know what sociology was.
yeah.
It sounded good. I was like, I'll give that a go.
It's a chocolate bar Cadbury released or something, isn't it?
Didn't have a breeze. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I suppose the focus is, Jesus, crazy when you think back, isn't it?
yeah, I was
Like,
a kid. Like, I was a baby. Like,
100% you're a child. Like,
yeah,
and you're sitting down doing sociology and fucking art
yeah.
because you want to be a professional footballer. And you're just like, it's almost like, would the club see that education area as a distraction back then?
They were entitled. They had to put it on for you.
Yeah.
Like,
It was mandatory.
Yeah, they had to be there. It was part of the scholarship at the time. They had to provide school.
They weren't there for football terms only. So.
Yeah. They had to be saying, no, they go to school like the dedicated day. Like Thursday was school day. Like you didn't train on the Thursday.
It's probably like a day off for you nearly, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. So you train on a Wednesday, knowing full well you're going to school the next day. So we'll probably do it. Well, we did double sessions Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
So school was. Would you be gone out of there by 12 o'clock? Like
What's double sessions? A morning and evening, or just a couple of hours?
morning and afternoon.
Morning and afternoon.
Yeah. So you'd be finished maybe, but 2:30, 3 o'clock.
What does a 15-year-old do at 3 o'clock in Liverpool?
Spend money. Yeah, that's it.
Is there a link? Is there a link there to like going off topic now, but to like addiction and
There could be, yeah, quite easily, yeah.
because you've so much time? Like you didn't play golf, Fran, did you?
No,
No.
you didn't. Like, don't forget, you're still only so young. You're not able to drive.
That's what I'm saying. You're 15 all that time. Like
Yeah, you're not able to drive. Yeah, you know, it's difficult. Like, it is difficult. Homesickness is a real thing. Like, don't think it would be, but it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're free as a bird to walk in and out and go as you like.
Yeah. There's me and another. So the digs they put us in was Jamie Redknapp's old dig. So there was me and a Scottish fella in there, and just go do what you want. No curfew, no nothing to do. Come and go as you please. Once you're in training, we're treated like an athlete. Like,
yeah.
Even though you're that young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you pick up any hobbies or anything, or like?
No, I'm not. I have hobbies, but nothing that I could do in Liverpool. Like.
Yeah. Do you remember signing? Was it YTS you signed then?
I signed a 4-year pro.
4-year pro.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first contract?
Yeah. I'm sure my ma still has it in the house.
So talk me through. Don't give me the figures, but talk me through that. Like, is there anything negotiable in it? Is there any like
Everything's negotiable.
Okay. So you didn't go YTS then. You just went 4-year pro. So you were there till you were 19, regardless.
Due to be there till I was 19. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. What's taught you about the mindset then when you signed that? Is it like I fucking made it, or is it like okay?
No. See, this is where the hindsight probably comes into it. Did I pick the wrong club? I went in doing okay and playing out of position. Like I was playing right wing at one stage. And
go ahead.
Yeah. You'd never think it. Well, I wasn't always a defensive midfielder either. Like, but I was playing right wing and things like that, and just probably not the right club. Yeah. Whereas other clubs probably wanted me more, but Liverpool's closer to home.
That's crazy, isn't it? Do you think that's for others going over now? Do you even think that's very important? Like to make sure you're in the fucking right place here, lads.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's yet again. It's hard to know if you're in the right place until you've tried it. Like.
Yeah, I get you. And tell me, like, you're put on the right wing. Presumably you're 15, 16 years of age. You're put onto the right wing. Do you go have a conversation with the manager? Because you're like, this isn't me. Like,
I had a few conversations, and he was just like, "Oh no, the lads. I prefer the other lads in there." And it's just like, so. And then eventually I get into the middle, and I don't come back out until I break my leg.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. But tell me,
do you think if you were to go over, if you're 15 now, in the way systems are now, that you'd stand out as a 6? A 6 would, like, you know, where there's 6 is like a proper role now in a team.
Yeah, it was always 4-4-2.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Whereas
like
I would have been a box-to-box midfielder back then.
2 lads ahead of you, either an 8 or a 10 or 2 lads, whatever it is. You're just a 6 dictating the game.
You see, was I that type of player when I was younger? I don't know, because when I played at any of the teams, we always played at 2. One went, one sat, one went, the other one sat. Like, so you kind of had to do both roles. Like,
yeah, it was like I almost look at that shape, and I don't know how people didn't see it. Like 4-4-2 when you're on the attack is literally like a 4-1-4-1 with fullbacks nice and high. Like,
yeah, but
So 6 has always been there. Do you know what I
we
mean?
just never called it a 6.
Yeah, you just didn't have a designated 6.
Yeah.
You always had, if I went forward, the other midfielder would sit, or vice versa. Like so.
You always had screen and you always had support.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. When you went forward. Talking about the injury, how did it happen? What age were you? Where were you playing?
It would have been the start of the second season. So the end of the first season, I ended up playing in midfield, doing well, getting a few appearances in the reserves, and then I go on holidays with my parents and my brother, obviously, and I get fit for this. I keep myself fit for the summer. So we're in Santa Ponsa, we're training and things like that, and then we come back for pre-season, and I think it's a Friday, and do we have a game the next day? I don't know if we have a game, but we're playing small-sided games, and one of the lads goes to score, and I slide to stop it, and my leg sticks in the ground and snaps.
Oh, Jesus.
And I was left on crutches till the Monday, and then brought for an X-ray on the Monday.
No action from the club immediately.
They didn't know if it was broke. So
was the physio saying it's too swollen, we can't do anything
can't
with
see
it?
it. There's no bone sticking out.
There
so
wasn't negligence there.
No, nothing like that. But I was on crutches for the week or for the weekend, and then went in. There was a spiral fracture in my fibula.
What length of time are you out?
I was out for 9 months in total.
So you missed the season.
I missed the guts of it, yeah. So I would have been sent home for a couple of weeks to rest. When I came back, I was cut out of my cast. I put on too much weight.
No way. Yeah. In 9 weeks.
Yeah. No, it was 2 weeks.
On 2 weeks. On 2 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks I was cut out, yeah.
It just down to not being active, I suppose.
Not
but
being
she
active.
couldn't be like.
I was that type of person. I'm that type of body shape. If I'm not training, I'm putting on weight.
I hear you, bud. I'm in the same bracket myself. Do you know what I mean? Go back to that when you're sliding for that ball and it's do you know your leg is broken? Like what's?
You hear a crack, but
you're hoping someone's shin guard.
The person I am, what are shin guards?
Cardboard.
Yeah, the person I am, I thought I'd get up and walk it off, but I couldn't get up. Like so, hobbled off and then put on crutches, and then it eventually told it's broke.
Are you fearing the worst then?
No, it's a broken leg. You'll come back.
Yeah,
I've never actually broken before or since.
It's the only time, is it?
Yeah.
Is the conversation then when you come back and they're cutting off the cast and they're saying, "Look, you put on too much"? Is it that blunt the conversation?
Yeah. It wasn't said it that nicely either.
Really?
Yeah. You're a professional. You're paid. You can't be.
What's the process now when they say that to you? What happens now?
I was putting the new boots are all fancy now. It was one of those old-fashioned boots, and putting that for when I'm not exercising, so I'm on a rowing machine or whatever, boxing or doing whatever, trying to do as little weight-bearing stuff as I can, but being as active as I can.
But you wouldn't have had any idea, like when you went home, like you wouldn't have, like back then. Do you know that like anatomy studies, physiology and physiotherapy wasn't as advanced as it is now? Like, so when you went home, it was just like, I'm just going home for a few weeks. Lads.
I'm going home, gone home to my ma's, and literally I can't do anything. I'm on crutches. Like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just resting around the couch or whatever.
Yeah. Or going to see my mates, but nothing major. Like I'm 17 at this time, like so.
Yeah.
You're not.
Do you take a drink?
Yeah.
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 What age were you when you started drinking? 15.
No, I started drinking probably 6 months or 7 months after I joined Everton. Never drank before that.
Oh, so here's the spare time, right? Here's the link.
This is where the English lads are probably a little bit more advanced than maybe me, but like I was more of a home bird, like as in I hung around with my mates, but mainly it was always football, like as in. Whereas some of the lads were like, "Oh, we're going out," and I'd put it off and keep putting it off, and then eventually you go out, like.
Just but you bite. You have to bite then.
Well,
don't
you just go. Oh, I'm sitting in all the time, so I may as well go out.
Does the club give you any directive into like, you know, drinking, like addiction, whatever like that? Like, did they give you anything?
I'm trying to remember, but there was never anyone there to say you couldn't go out. You know that way.
Yeah,
but you do it.
You weren't saying drink ban or
you'd go out. You'd play on a Saturday, and the lads might go out one Saturday of the month or something. But there was never a drinking culture or anything like that. But like the older lads would have went out. Like, don't forget, you're mixing. You come in as a first year. There's not senior pros, but older apprentices that are 17, 18, 19. Like so, and you're in training with them as well. Like so, there's a mixed group. Like
Yeah.
You're not just hanging around with fellas your own age.
It's a peer pressure thing, right? Obviously, as well. Do you know?
They're trying to fit in. I don't know.
100%. Of course, you are. Like, but like
no one held a gun to my head to make me drink. Like,
yeah, absolutely. No one ever does. But I mean, if you look at, or if you were given insight into, not even the pitfalls or like dabbling, you know, alcoholism, like, we're miles away from that. But if you were given insight into, look, your focus should be here.
Yeah. Oh no.
Do you know what I mean? Here's the pathway you're focused. Like, because nowadays there's no doubt that if you go over there as an 18-year-old, you're told, hey, follow this.
Well, at 18, you're a young adult then. Like, whereas you're 16, you're young, impressionable. Like, I know it's not an excuse, but like,
are you getting served in the pub over there at 16?
Ah, yeah.
You're probably, sure, big lad.
I would have got served at 14 if I wanted. Like, yeah. Like, my mates were able to get served around that age, so yeah.
But again, like, it wasn't that big of a deal, like, for a 15 or 16-year-old to be drinking, especially if you were like well built, if you were good sized. Do you know what I mean?
Like, it's not like you're out and it's affecting your football or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
100%. Yeah. Did you know it was so? Did you come back after a leg break?
Yeah, I came back and finished off the season. We got knocked out of the Milk Cup or the Youth Cup when I came. I played in the Youth Cup game. Got knocked out of that. Then I came back. Played the rest of the season. It's okay. And then the following season, played every game of the year. And then...
Your reserves then, right?
No, we were 19s then.
Okay.
19, so I would have played in the 10 then. Played behind the front man.
Enjoy that?
Yeah, it's good. Got a good few goals and things like that. So played, and then I had another year left in my contract. And they said, you can stay or you can take a pay off and leave. So a bit the hand
When you
off.
come back after your leg break, were you ultra cautious about...
No.
It might be as strong as whatever. Or,
no, that's not
the
way we were taught in Everton.
Yeah.
Like, no, Everton, we were taught to fly into tackles and head, do
This is
everything.
the Everton way kind of thing.
That's the way we were. Like, yeah.
When you said a 10, was it 4-4-2, so you were just a second striker?
Yeah, I played behind a big lad. Like,
was that your choice, or was that the...
Was the manager's choice. We were quite strong in midfield, so we had a centre half playing in there, another local fella playing in midfield, and then he just kind of played me in the 10.
You played a bit with reserves around that time as well, right?
Played more in the first year.
Okay.
Towards the end of the first year, I played in the reserves, got a few games there, and then towards the end, which had been one of the older ones in the 19s, if they're short in the reserves, they'd use you. Like, but yeah, they came to the end of the season, they were like, you've got another year there, you can fight for your place or you can go home. I was like, I'll go home, thanks.
And what players would you have crossed over with that would have been kind of coming down from the first team to play reserves? Would have been any, like, what was that ever in that time?
Gaza was there.
Was Gaza there that time? Well, any interactions with Gaza?
Gaza was there. He was injured a bit at the time, but you'd see him in and around. We see them all around the club at the time because they hadn't got the new
facility,
that they have now.
Yeah.
So it was in Belfield, like, so it was a small place, like, so you'd come across them all, really.
It's Gaza mental, yeah.
He's eccentric.
Yeah. Seemingly he was good, but he was
very good. He'd always say hello and stop and have a chat, and he'd watch our games and things like that. So,
yeah. Did you cross paths with Rooney? Was Rooney floating around as a young lad?
As coming towards the end of the 19s, Wayne would have been involved with us a couple of times. Yeah.
Did you know he was going to be?
Everyone was talking about him, like, as in, how
old was he then?
I think he's 3 years younger than me, so it would have been.
He was 16 playing 19s, wasn't he?
Yeah, he'd been 15 or 16. Yeah. And I was big, and he was nearly the same size as me. Like,
yeah, he was strong, wasn't he?
His first goal, I remember, against Arsenal was a belter, wasn't it?
He was getting €100 a game at 16 from Umbro to wear their boots.
Was he? Yeah,
I heard more than that to wear them boots.
Yeah. Did you fall into that category, like boot deals?
No, I just kept myself to myself. Like, you get free boots anyway, so
yeah.
And then you had your money to buy your own if you wanted. I still have that problem now for buying boots.
Yeah, really? Tell me this. Like, there's a culture when you go over there to the Premier League that you're in cleaning the pros' boots, and like
that was gone. So the year I signed, they brought in the new scholarship. So the YTS was kind of getting phased out.
Okay,
and that all stopped. And maybe that would have had an effect on it because you didn't do any jobs. You didn't have any jobs to do. So you literally
just football.
Yeah, went in, trained, and went home. You didn't clean boots. You didn't clean showers. Didn't clean toilets.
Yeah.
So it had all changed by then. Like,
I think the YTS scheme was, like, if you talk to anyone who's made it outside, say for instance Gary Neville or whoever, like, they would have worked very hard, like, as in outside of training, and that would have drove them on then to.
I want to be the shoe and the other.
I'm not clean toilets the rest of my life.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
No, definitely. I think it may have had a negative effect on the lads. Yeah, there's not many came out of our team. Like,
I'm just going to go onto your Wikipedia page, right?
Yeah.
By the way, that's the first thing we've had a guest we could ever say that, isn't it? Well, maybe Podge.
It's been changed a few times. A few people took it on themselves to change it.
I don't think it's accurate, is it?
No.
Because I didn't write this down. I didn't send this to you today.
There used to be someone made some funny comments on it before.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know lads that do that and they write about themselves on it, believe it or not. But anyway. You come back from Everton anyway.
Yeah.
Where's the head? What are you thinking?
I was grand. I wasn't really thinking. I was going home. But it's fine. Like, it's not like, I know people say, "Oh, did you fail or not?" I didn't really think like that at the time. Maybe in the back of my mind it was there, but I didn't think that way. I literally, yet again, I came home. We went on holidays again to the same spot. Trained, got fit. Pete Mann had been on from Bowes saying, "Would you come up and train and see what you think?" Roddy was the manager at the time. But then, by the time I get back from holidays, Roddy's been sacked, and then go in there with Pete. And
you went in the year after won the double, right? Was it?
Yeah. When Pete takes over, yeah.
Yeah. Like, so, Bowes, Monaghan, Drogheda, Waterford, Limerick, Galway, Pats, Longford, Drogheda.
Yeah.
That's accurate.
Bowes, I was there for 3 years, maybe three or 4 years.
Oh, and the hot 3. This is like a little quiz, John.
Because I played. So when I first joined Bowes, I was there, and then Pete gets sacked. Stephen Kenny comes in, sends me out on loan for the last 7 or 8 games of the season to Monaghan.
I did not know Kenny got that Bowes job at that time.
Yeah, he took over then. Yeah, they win a couple of leagues with him.
They did, yeah.
How long did Pete last?
6 months, 7 months.
That's all you know, was it?
Yeah, didn't last long. Yeah.
Pete was in with Roddy, was he?
Yes.
Pete,
yeah. Pete was helping out Roddy with Liam. So Liam stayed on with Stephen. So he sends me out on loan. So then I signed a new deal, and then I think I signed a 3-year deal, and he sends me out on loan again to Monaghan for the next year, the whole season. And that's where I got in Team of the Year for the First Division.
I
think I'm coming up on 20 then.
Yeah.
Are you going with a mindset now? Fuck him, I'm going to prove it to him, or you're not sulking going?
No, I'm just playing. I'm happy.
It's just a game of football for you.
You just want to play.
And like I love football, but like I just wanted to play. Like I'd been to Charlton on trial in between going back to Bowes, and they're like, "Oh, keep an eye on you." But like, went to the back of your mind, you're back in a full time setup. Like,
yeah,
like you're not. The money's not massively different at the time, a bit less, but you're back in a full time setup. Like, and you're hoping to get into the team. Like,
the League of Ireland at that time was probably going through a bit of a rise anyway, right?
Yeah, it was on the way
through
up.
a good time. Like this, that's when the wages started to become good, and a lot of things. I think there was only one team that wasn't full time in the Premier at that stage, was it?
At that stage,
who was that? I don't know.
Drogheda hadn't gone full time yet.
Drogheda weren't full time. No.
When I joined Drogheda, they're in the process of going full time. Yeah,
I think at that time they were one of the only ones that weren't.
Yeah, there was a few. Yeah, like Waterford weren't full time, but like it was all heading that way.
Yeah. So like in relation to contracts, and as you just mentioned, there's not much of a massive difference because you're only still under 20. So
yeah. So the reason I think Stephen put me on a 3-year deal is that just in case someone did come in and try and buy me, or
are they ever variable, John? Like if you sign 3 years, like are they like, say for instance the job I have, you get 0.4 of a rise every year, whatever it is.
No, you either negotiate your rise or it's set at what you want.
Is there bonuses on?
Yeah, there's team bonuses,
proper appearances, like man of the matches or anything like that.
No, there's like in the Everton one, there's bonuses for each international game you played, or if you get into reserves, or if you get into a 21s, you get a little lump sum, and then you have sign-on fees and things like that.
You got called in 21s during League of Ireland, right?
Yes, yeah.
That must be proud at the moment, right?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I was playing well. Yet again, I'd been around the Irish setup the whole time.
Yeah,
growing up. And
was it the same lads you grew up with that was in around?
No, it was the year above me, so I would have been 20. So it would have been Gary Dempsey's year and all them, like, and Wesley Houlan, that was there, like, so yeah.
Wes, yeah. If he was born in a different time or a different country, would have won the best, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he's the same. He would have been the same schoolboy age as me when the age rule changed.
Right, okay. What was his club?
He was Belvedere.
Was he Belvoir, yeah? Right, okay.
Yeah.
Super player too, wasn't he?
Brilliant, yeah. He was always really small.
Yeah.
Was he?
Really small. Like, I know he filled out and he got a bit taller a bit when he got older, but he was really small.
Did he play through the middle all the time, or was he
to the left? Played to the left when he played
in
with
sort of,
yeah, he was always very good with. My dad stayed over the team that I was involved with as a schoolboy after I left, and he said Wezzo got better the older he got, like,
right.
Whereas kind of the size evened out, as in he wasn't that much smaller.
Yeah,
than everyone else.
Do you know what it is, John? It always does.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It always levels itself out in relation to
Balances,
size, and like it always balances. Did you enjoy your time in League of Ireland?
Yeah, loved it. Yeah. Yeah. Again, you're getting paid to play football, so how could you not? Basically, I had a few injuries in between, so I had to get a job here and there. But other than that, it was mostly full time till I gave it up.
Did you ever was there any stage where you were in I won't say a dark place, but a negative mindset where you're like, I'd fucking get a proper job here. I thought I was going to be a footballer forever.
No, you have to grow up and realise at some stage that you have to get a real job. And that came towards the end when the money's getting less and less. You're playing part-time now, and then you're going, okay, I get a part-time job, and then you're like, oh, and then children come along and you're like, I have to get a real job and grow up.
Pocket is hit straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to realise it's not going to pay the way. Like,
yeah.
We've asked a few people on this. What is the Irish full-time setup? How different is it to England in regards to standard-wise? Like when you're at Everton, is it miles better than the Irish, the Bows and all that?
Like, to be fair to Stephen, he did it right, and you can see it with every team he's managed. He eventually gets them to, apart from maybe Rovers, he gets them to turn the corner. Like, as in, his training is good, his fitness is good, the gym work is decent. So you're like, it's as close without the facilities and without the money, really.
Yeah. Like his application is professional, right?
Yeah.
So you're going, like, I think, looking at Steve, even when he was in Scotland, I know he didn't have a great time, but he brought a team to a cup final, right?
Yeah.
Over there.
Did, yeah.
Like, his application and his professionalism towards things, it will soon catch up.
Yeah.
Like, as you said, the players will soon catch up to his level. I think Pats are going to be thereabouts now.
They'd be close. Like, I know the Rovers thing when he went to Rovers, didn't seem to work, but like Dundalk, he turned around, Bowes, he turned around, Longford, like, his tactics do work.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What did you think when he got the Ireland job? Did you think it was a step forward?
It's a step, like, he couldn't have been any...
He couldn't say no, could he?
He couldn't be any worse than anyone that was there before, like, because it's not like we're pulling up trees as a national team, like, so, like, he could only try, but whether lads respected him, because...
in fairness to him, he tried to get them to play, didn't he?
Yeah, he tried to get them to play, but, like, do we have the players to play that way?
No.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The reality is, John, I have this conversation the whole time with lads. We never did. Like, we rarely, like... I know Italia 90 was a great side.
I was at it.
I did, but we didn't play.
Were you over at?
Yeah.
Were you Italia 90?
Yeah.
I'll go away.
Yeah, that's another thing. I was at the quarter-final against Italy.
Were you?
Yeah, so after the semi-final, my dad got tickets and said, we're going. So we went
No
over,
way.
watched it and came home. Yeah.
Go away.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
Yeah, that was like, what, I would have been 8 then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one of the first football memories as well. Forgot to mention that one,
Yeah. Well, just to drop that one in there. I forgot to mention that Italia 90 there. Yeah, Scalacci scored, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was only 5, but like...
Donaldoni, I never forget. Donaldoni took the shot.
Yeah.
Packy Bunner
Skewed
caught
it,
and sort of slipped, didn't he? And it was a great finish from Scalacci.
Packy had one of them in his lockers. Remember, he had one against Holland as well.
He did, yeah.
I mean, man headed and it spun backwards.
Yeah.
And I bet him.
That was in 94, was it?
Yeah, it was, US 94. No,
Yeah.
I was just going to say, like, I know we had players, and that Italia 90 group in a different era probably would have been tidy, right? Super tidy. But like, our biggest results, like our last massive result was bet Italy in the Euros.
Yeah.
Look at the goal we scored.
Yeah, long ball. Yeah.
Diag, arriving late, Brady header, bang, one.
Yeah.
And it was a misjudgment from the goalkeeper early as well, wasn't it? He came out, thought he was going to get it, and Brady
But it
just
doesn't
got ahead of
matter.
him.
So that's why I kind of felt sorry for Stephen. He wasn't going in just trying to change a group. He was going to try and change a whole culture.
Yeah. Yeah,
Do you know
I don't
what I
think the whole way going up as a youth international, you're trying to... Did we ever play any other way? We were never really possession-based football teams. Like, we were kind of helter-skelter and get after teams and be big, physical and dominant. Like,
But that's filters down to DDSL.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you know? Like, okay, they were always... I was always find them DDSL sides more streetwise.
Oh, yeah. Mm.
Do you know? Way more mature from a football sense. But it always was like big diags, lads arriving late, balls in the box, cutbacks.
Yeah.
That's how they destroyed you.
Yeah.
Do you know?
A direct game. Like,
Yeah.
instead of, like, I think football's changed now at that level. Everyone's trying to play out from the back and do what they see.
Where are you on that?
Telly. You have to know your players and play what suits your team. If you have lovely footballers, use them. But if you don't,
Would it frustrate you if you're on a team and they're just constantly playing out the back and centre halves dropping in line with a 6-yard
I don't
box
mind because if I'm playing in the team, I'm getting the ball. Like, but,
yeah.
yeah. But other than that, no. If it's not working, you have to go long. Like with the team I manage it for my eldest son, we've got 2 quick fellas up front. They're okay team, but get it forward and let the lads are quick.
The rest is their speed, so use them. Yeah.
Get it forward. If you can play a little bit, if it goes forward, yeah, fair enough. But
yeah, I always find as a coach, and I always think it's overlooked. Like, and I often ask the question to people that I've been involved down through the years: how do you score goals? Well, we'll build up. No, how do you score goals?
put the ball in the goal.
But you had to get behind the team.
Yeah.
Like if you're like, I had a conversation with someone yesterday, and they're talking to me about, no, the way the keeper puts the ball down now in the middle of the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
So this is the big change. It used to be on right or left. Yeah. So this lad's a coach said to me, well, we put in the middle now so we can go right or left. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking? It doesn't matter. You're 90 yards away from the other goal.
That's what the book tells you to do.
Yeah, do you know? Yeah. This is what I was told them was reaching. Do you know?
Yeah. But that's what it is,
coaching
John,
for dummies. Yeah,
100%.
Lots of fellas that have never played the game and they're thinking they see Man City doing it. That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
Not everyone is Man City. These are established players that trying to play that way. And they make mistakes.
But they also played every day.
Yeah.
Right? They also go in every day and do this. Like if you weren't good at it.
Yeah.
Do you know, you're mentioning the team you was, 13s, 14s?
They're 14s now, yeah.
Like what contact do you have? 4 hours a week?
If even, yeah. You're doing well to get that, like, yeah. With all of them, to have them all there, yeah.
You're never going to...
It's not going to work, is it?
Do you know?
No, not a hope of it.
And that's why...
Absolutely not.
That brings me to junior soccer. Like the best... For me, you were in the best junior soccer team I've ever seen play, and probably the best player in it, right? Talk to me about the move then from League of Ireland to getting into that Sheriff team. How was that Sheriff team built? What's the conversations like?
I can remember the phone call like it was yesterday. I was living up the road from my man and Dan. I was down washing my car in my man's driveway because I was living in an apartment at the time. And I just walked away from Drogheda and I was going to go play Gaelic. I said, go play Gaelic with the local side. Yeah, that's it. A game of ball.
Just sport, don't you?
Yeah, game of Gaelic. They drank in the pub that I'd go to, and I used to play with them on the odd occasion. I said, football's finished there, I'll go and play Gaelic for a while and then I'll decide. And then Alan Riley rings me and goes, I'm going to take over Sheriff, would you be interested in coming down? I was like, no interest. And he goes, do us a favour as a mate. I said, yeah, well, he goes, come down to one session. I said, grand, I'll come down to one session just because you're going to be the manager. So I went down and never left. There for 8 seasons then, yeah. Anybody
else bar Alan, you probably won't go on.
No. I had phone calls from other clubs to go and play. I said no.
Were you finished with the game?
I was taking a break. My wife was pregnant at the time, or my partner at that. She's my wife now. She was pregnant at the time, so I was just getting ready for having a child. So Alan said, "Would you come?" And I said, "I'll go do a session." It was coming up to pre-season, so he was taking over. He was only going. Their season finished, so he was only taking over as a new manager. So to come down and do the first session, I said, "Yeah, grant," and I never left. And
how did it end at Drogheda? Was just you like, I'm done, or was it?
I was working at the time. Kind of, I actually got a proper job for the first time, and
how's that? How's that like? What age are you? 24?
28.
28. Your first job at 28?
Proper job, yeah. So I'd done a few bits for my dad here and there, and I had worked in a shop and things like that. And then I was out injured for 6 or 8 months. So my dad got me a job as a forklift driver, and I was came back, and then I went part time at Limerick, and so I was doing that and travelling up and down to Limerick to play.
Disaster.
So, yeah. Then Drogheda, the money was really poor, and I was like, no. Fridays they want to take a half day at your own expense. I was like, okay, it's getting too much. So it left me out of a team. I played a couple of weeks in a row, and then I played the first 4 and left me out of the 5th game, which is a blessing in disguise, because if I had played the 5th, I would have had to be regraded and wouldn't have been able to play.
Go away, junior.
Just happened by fluke then.
Yeah, and I walked away then, and I was like, that's me finished. I don't have the commitment, so yeah.
So 28, your first real job was a forklift driver.
No, I was actually working for Kellogg's. This is my first one. The other one was kind of part time with someone that my dad knew, like. So,
right. Okay.
And then working for Kellogg's as a merchandiser. So
handy
number.
Did you ever have to set an alarm clock before that? No.
Oh yeah, like you still have to get up and go to training. Like, it's not you're in early. Like,
It's not a dream, man.
Just wake up.
Yeah, just wake up. The butler comes in then with a cup of tea, and like, you know, I
Went to
get
bed Tuesday, woke up Friday.
birds drop me robe on me, go get a shower, and yeah, brilliant. Yeah, fucking hell, that must have been a queer mental shift. Like you're saying, Jesus, I'm like the dream is over.
it wasn't like that. As I said, you kind of had to grow up. I was having a child.
Yeah,
Whether people were happy for me or not, or not happy, but shocked is the word. I was having a child, and had to grow up.
yeah.
Not just this fella that played football.
Is that a decision? This is going to sound stupid. Was that a decision you had to make yourself, or is that like people around you saying, John,
Oh no,
yeah,
yeah, either like when you're having a child, you either choose to grow up or you don't. So
Yeah.
I kind of had to put on
Makes
my
you a man very quick,
yeah,
doesn't
put
it?
on my big boy pants and
Yeah,
but
get
you
a
aren't
job.
forced, and you're like, this is, I know, I got this. Yeah, this is it. No,
I have to
Yeah.
provide for my child.
yeah,
You just think differently. It just happens.
Yeah, it clicks. It either
Honest to God,
clicks for some
just
people or
think
it doesn't.
differently.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
What is, I know we went to Sheriff and came back, but what is Sheriff's success before that Alan O'Reilly area?
I've heard a few of the lads talk about it. They were getting close. They were beginning to win the Premier A. They were beaten in a quarter final and a semi final of the FAI Junior the 2 years before Alan comes in,
Okay.
and then Alan takes over. So things change.
Was there a couple of different players come in, John, or just were
No,
you?
I was the first player then.
Right.
Yeah. So you played in the Tommy Clements
Yeah.
the pre-season tournament, and I remember the two chairmen at the time were Johnny Walsh and Brian O'Leary. We only lost Johnny Walsh there last week. He was buried last week. That's where I was sending you all the information from. We were sitting around having a pint.
I'll go away.
And that's what the lads were saying. I was telling them I was coming on the podcast. And I sent you the picture of all the things they'd won.
Yeah.
So that was it, yeah. That's where all the info was coming from. So we're at the back of the car, I'm signing, and they're like, we'd love nothing more than FAI Junior. And I just said, I'll get you one this year. That was how simply it came. I didn't think
I get a bar of chocolate off the shelf. I get you one this
but
year.
I didn't understand. Being around amateur football with my dad and all, I didn't understand how big the FAI Junior and the Leinster Junior meant.
Yeah, but because you never fucking played it.
Yeah, but
Do you know what I mean? You're only fresh off the League of Ireland press here, professional
in
football.
England,
yeah, but these two men, it was that thing they wanted an FAI Junior. We'd love nothing more than an FAI Junior. And I was just like, yeah, we'll go and get it this year. Yeah, and we did.
Who'd you beat in the first one?
Kilbarrack
That's right.
in Tolka, the first one.
in Tolka, yeah.
Yeah, I missed the second one.
Did you?
Sent off in the semi-final, yeah.
Who'd you play in the semi-final of the second one?
Crew got sent off for 2 yellows in 5 minutes.
Crew. Where are they from, John? Limerick.
Crew Park.
Ballinanty were...
They were a couple of years after.
I remember watching the semi-finals. Do you remember, like... it took off the FAI Junior Cup.
You can still watch them on YouTube.
They're all... They used to do, like, previews and everything.
Previews, and they'd have... From early rounds, they'd have 4 or 5 games videoed and highlights.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It was brilliant.
Like, yeah.
They stopped it, though. They don't do it anymore.
Aviva pulled out of it.
It was Aviva, good man. Yeah, it was Aviva.
And that's why they stopped using the stadium as well, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because I remember watching...
The final used to be always there, was it, John?
Yeah.
No, like the first year we won it was in Tolka Park.
Yeah.
And then could have been in there 6 years in a row. And then it stopped again. Because Sheriff got to another one against Michaels after I'd left. Well, I'd left mid-season.
What was Tipperary? Is it Michael's? Yeah.
Yeah. And it was in Terryland Park.
Yeah, in Galway.
Yeah.
I remember watching that game on that YouTube channel, the Aviva YouTube channel, Michaels versus yourselves in the semi-final in Tip.
Where we got beat, yeah.
The goal is worried. That goal is going to win a Grand National.
Yeah, I may as well not have been on the pitch that day.
Yeah, I was...
I had a torque half.
Oh, did you?
Into the game, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
And you stayed on, did you?
Stayed on for about an hour.
That was a great game of football, though, John.
Yeah.
That was a serious game of football.
Nothing against the keeper. Lee wasn't playing that day.
Oh, was he not?
No.
I would have had some interaction with Chalky Walsh lives in Carlow, right?
Yeah.
And he used to come down to St. Pat's to train with us around that time. And like he's the most junior international cap player of all time. I'm looking at him thinking, this lad's training session on his own here.
Yeah.
But he wasn't even the best in that Michaels team.
He was experienced.
Oh, extremely experienced, yeah.
That's why it's good to have him around. He had a fella next to him who was a monster as well in Breen.
Yeah. Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I think that, I look back at that time in junior soccer and I think that is the height of it. It's you're getting the coverage from the junior games. Like Sheriff are like he went and bet Pats in the Leinster Senior Cup. Did you? He came back from 2-0 down or something. Were you on that one?
We bet Did we beat Pats? Did I play that one? We definitely bet UCD. We bet Athlone. We got beaten by Longford in the FAI Senior.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had a few. We've beaten a few.
Like, you didn't look whole place at all.
And none of the lads, if the lads wanted to go play League of Ireland, they probably could have.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They were.
Was there any
Top class though, weren't they?
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Outrageous.
Yeah.
Like, outrageously good, that Sheriff team.
There was, you see, it's more than just the team. There was, at times, to be 15, 16, 17, 18 fellas that could all play for any team.
Go ahead.
But they'd always all played. Most of them are locals. Like, there was only, at the start, there was me as the outsider, then Keith Dunn, and then Daz came, and then another one, Mark Higgins, came. So there wasn't that many from outside the community. Like,
We played against you twice in Dublin.
Yeah, I was at one of them.
And yeah, Graham, our striker Graham had a chance. He nearly scored.
About 5 minutes
and then
into
you
the
just, early, and I was like we weren't thinking we were going to beat Sheriff for that. We were like, geez, it would have been some start. See what happens now. But so then you just tied. I think it was 5-1 or something.
that pitch was a big leveler, or a big.
That was a desperate Astro, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was awful. It was like a rock.
Did you play all your
It
home
was
games
lumpy
there?
and all, John.
Yeah.
No, we played it only
They've redone it. They relayed it.
before Christmas.
Yeah, they've relayed it.
and
yeah.
it was brilliant.
Yeah, they've relayed it. They
But there's
relayed
too
it.
many lines on it. There's cricket.
Yeah,
there's
they've got loads of lines on it
There's
now.
yellow,
Yeah.
white,
Yeah.
blue. Honest to God, there's everything on it.
Yeah, it's confusing.
It's
but it looks-
stupid,
yeah.
so it is.
Yeah,
Really is. There's white lines, there's red lines.
it was very difficult for teams to play on, especially when it was wet. Like,
What are you Astro or grass?
me, grass. Like,
grass.
but like, I'm not built for Astro. I don't think. I'm a bit heavy, so it's not
Big
nice.
bone,
Not,
John,
not, nice, not nice in the joints. Like,
yeah,
but
it's difficult.
Yeah.
Sore, like you'd be sore after.
not really. But like, I'm a bit older now. But then, yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe the referee said to us this year, we played in Dublin, and it wasn't sure if we were playing another team on that pitch, and we were waiting for the match cards. No match cards up here. We got to connect.
Oh yeah,
Everybody on the. We were like, no match card. We weren't told that.
Stops bangers.
Move
Yeah,
the times.
yeah, stops bangers.
Was that a big thing? Bangers.
Not with the Sheriff team, but like it happens. I'm sure happens everywhere. It
Yeah.
happens in 35. Stops in 35 as well. You can't do it in 35s now either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing, that connect.
It's brilliant. Yeah, it is
It's very
brilliant.
good, yeah.
Yeah, it does stop that.
Did you
You
play
can
against
see fixtures on it though as well. You can go just on the man loose end there. Go watch a game.
Yeah.
It's only
Yeah.
20 minutes down the road.
That's great.
Yeah,
Do you know, it's brilliant.
it is brilliant.
It's great
yeah.
for the outside competitions. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So,
Yeah, and you know who's
like,
eligible and who's not eligible. And that
We
kind of
drew
thing.
Rock Celtic in the last 16 of that. And I was only on the Connect there this morning, and I could look at everything Rock Celtic has done since the season started. Who's scoring for
So
them?
we were playing next.
Rock Celtic, yeah. Betting the semi-final of it last year. But I think it's great for that. It's brilliant
It
for
is,
that.
yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be that good all the time, because teams are going to understand that, you know, there's people know about us now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not going to get away with anything here.
No, you
like,
can't,
you know,
yeah.
it's everywhere. Tell me, did you play against Evergreen?
Yes, had some good battles against Evergreen.
Did you play it in the final, the FAI Junior final against them?
Oh yeah, I've played in every final apart from one. I was suspended. I've won 4, so I've been involved in them all.
That was in the Aviva, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, again.
Evergreen were actually the better team.
For the second half.
100%.
Yeah, but that happened a lot with Sheriff. People would get the better of us for little bits, and then we'd always win.
Like, the AUL at that time was
The strongest.
outstanding.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, where's the change there? Why?
Lots of them went because of Sheriff's success. I think lots of them started to move over because realistically they weren't going to win like the league.
Liffey Valley Rangers got to it one year and then just left. Was it Liffey Valley Rangers or Liffey Valley Rovers?
Liffey Wanderers.
Liffey Wanderers.
They were never AUL. They were Leinster Senior League.
Oh, were they always?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they beat us. Their club folded.
Yeah.
I know a few of the lads down there. Their club folded, and a few of them were playing for Patsy Y, and then they started up again.
Yeah, okay.
So they started in junior, and that's why they bet us in the final.
Oh,
one,
right,
yeah.
okay. So they went, okay, that makes sense to me now. All right.
Yeah,
So
they went and won the intermediate the next year.
the next year. That's
Yeah.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Yeah,
So, like, I remember playing Kilbarrack,
yeah.
and they were probably the last of the sides that were still hanging around the AUL.
They're in the top Leinster Senior League now.
They're Leinster Senior
The
now.
very top
yeah.
league now. They've worked their way up the leagues.
Yeah.
So that's what 5 years it takes to get that far.
Yeah. Did the AUL combine with? Have they combined?
That's this year. The United Churches. Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
But that, I suppose it's something that had to be done, right?
it had to be done because Sheriff only came back into it last year. Sheriff didn't have a senior team for a few years, so yeah, I don't know.
But there's two Sheriff's teams, John.
There used to be, before I joined, there was a Sheriff United and then the Sheriff Y.C.
Yeah, and was Charlie O'Leary involved with one of them? Was he like a committee member for one of them? No.
Who's Charlie O'Leary?
No, Charlie. He was the kit man for Ireland in Jack.
I don't know. I don't know.
He
I
was
wouldn't
100
know.
something the other day.
He was 101 or something.
Yeah,
the other day.
that's before my
Yeah,
time.
I remember playing a game in Dublin. He was in the sideline, and
If he's from the area, everyone
Yeah.
used to come out to watch. Like, you'd get, like, on a Friday night, you get hundreds down to watch.
Yeah.
Even just a normal game, never mind a big game. Like,
Yeah. But like, it's funny we had John Godkin on here before, and like he was saying that he got to a point in North End where every game was the team he was playing's cup final.
yeah.
Like he got to that as well.
Yeah, well, that kind of came from the very start when I joined. They were already
On the rise.
considered the best team in their league. So
Yeah.
when I joined, it kind of, I don't think we got bet that year. I think we went the first year
with North End.
No, with Sheriff.
Oh, Sheriff, yeah.
We drew a couple and then won everything else. Like
Oh.
we done 2 years where we won everything. Fives. Yeah.
Crazy. Where's Alan now? Is he doing anything?
He was involved for a while. I played with him at Oliver Bond for
Okay.
a while, and then I know he's working out of the country at the moment, but he's not involved in football at the moment.
I always thought he'd get a crack at League of Ireland. Like,
Yeah, maybe, but I don't really. Does he have his A license? I don't know. That's the thing.
is that definitely have to have the A license now to get into the
Definitely to be in the Premier,
Definitely,
yeah. Or is it pro to be in the Premier and A to be in the First Division?
But see,
Is
you
that the way
can-
it's gone? Yeah.
Yeah, but you can dicky them though.
All you need is you used to be able to have an assistant that has it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, if he's all right,
Yeah.
someone
Sure,
in
Harry
on it.
Redknapp never had one.
No, so how would he have
Like,
one?
you know, he just had someone who had it. Like he never had one. You
The
know what I
butter
mean?
voucher in his pocket.
Talk to me about the end of that unbelievable period. 31 trophies, 7 years, outrageous. How do you know it's time to go?
Well, Alan had gone. So the last season, Alan had gone. So Mark Quigley had taken over. So I was playing every game, but then we were playing down in, what's the team? A team in Limerick. They actually the Sheriff got put back in a protest,
Okay.
and I'd left after that game.
Why? What's the trigger?
I was taken off at 1-0 and we ended up getting beaten 2-1.
Fuck off. Late into the game.
Yeah, about 20 minutes left.
It
15
should
minutes
never
left.
been taken off. Like,
Well, that's his opinion. That's
Yeah.
You come across. I love the way it's like an insult to take you off.
Not an insult.
Do you know what I mean? It's
but
like,
I can understand.
What are you doing? You're
I
not
can
mad at you.
I can understand getting taken off when I'm not playing well
Yeah.
and things like that. But when you're coming towards the end of a game, I would have been one of the more experienced ones. Would have been
Yeah.
34, 35 at the
Yeah.
time. Yeah,
You know the right things to
see
do,
out
the right
see
things
out
to
the game.
say.
But yeah, it is. That's his choice, and then I made my choice.
you don't come across as a confrontational guy. You come across as quite laid back guy. In fact, you told me you're a very laid back guy.
Yeah,
Like, what's the conversation like there with Quigley?
I just rang him on the Tuesday and said, I don't agree with your opinion, and I wish you all the best. I won't be back.
That's it. As blunt
Yeah.
as that. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming. See you later.
Yeah.
Where to then? Greystones?
No, the Greystones thing happened after we won the FAI Junior one of the years, and the travelling was getting a little bit too much. And I said I'd moved to Wicklow at the time.
Yeah.
So I was living in Oldcastle and Meath before that, where my wife's from, and then we'd moved to Wicklow. I said, Greystones close, I'll go there.
Yeah.
Yet again, I played 4 games, didn't play the 5th one, and I was gone out the door again.
Did you notice a definite difference in standard?
Difference in standard and different in mindset.
Talk to me about that.
Well, the Sheriff lads didn't know when they were bet. And don't you know when a game's gone away from you, I'd do it myself. You'd be someone to grab the game by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah.
Sheriff had 11 of them
Yeah.
on the pitch at all times. So
That is priceless, though.
you
isn't
need,
it?
you need to be fighting over who's going to make the difference. Like, to be any one of them could do something.
Outrageous
Like,
statement.
There was games in the FAI Junior, could have been 20 minutes in. It was against Villa, I think. We had 2 men sent off. Not just, we had Paulie and Wacker sent off. So 2 of your main players sent off, and we go through. We end up winning and going through. Like,
But
With 9 men
9 men, yeah.
for 70 minutes.
And extra time.
Fuck.
And
Yeah.
Villa's good, like.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's when they
they're
were
very good.
getting ready to. They were getting good then, like, yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you Munster Senior League. It's,
Is it just lucky? Just the bunch of players just lucky you came across it with them. Their mindset is absolutely
They had it.
winners, and that's it.
They had it. They were just a little bit, not unorganised, but a bit mad at times and liable to do anything, or not always able to see out games and things like that. So Alan kind of put a bit of structure on them all, and it kind of all came together. Like, we didn't know when we were bet. Like, Yeah.
I think it's an attribute in all successful teams.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Well, you need more than 2 or
At
3
every
don't
level.
you, to have
Yeah.
lads like the way you're speaking about.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have 11 lads that's not beaten from the goalkeeper to the striker is like
Yeah, didn't give up, like, as
Yeah.
in, they didn't know what getting bet
no
was.
panic button either. Though.
No, I
2-0
don't
down
think-
with 20 minutes to go.
Like-
We're okay here.
Yeah, over the 8 years, I'd say I lost 5 games, 6 games. And
Are
that's
you a bad loser?
No.
You didn't lose that many times, did you? How could it be a bad loser?
I don't know.
I forget it quick enough. Like, it hurts for a while and then it's on to the next
You're
one.
not one to park it, like break it down and analyse it. It's just like, let's go again,
I
lads.
was either good or bad. Look at yourself first.
Yeah.
And
That's your mindset.
yeah.
Check yourself before you check
Well,
anyone
if
else.
I play, generally when I played with Sheriff, I played well, we'd be thereabouts. Or if 7 or 8 of us played well, we'd be thereabouts.
Is that a standards thing as well? Does that link in with the Greystones thing where you're setting your standards so high and the lads around you kind of aren't, and you're saying, lads?
Yet again, I don't think I fit. I don't think
Yeah.
it's the right fit for me. Whereas from day one when I went to the Sheriff, it fit. Like, as in, everything was right. All the lads had the same idea about winning and things like that.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy that responsibility of in that Sheriff team going, if I play well, we'll play well?
It's been
That's your major, and
I've been like-
even though there's 11 winners there, right?
I've been like that since I was
Yeah.
knee high. I've always wanted to
Be the
win.
best player in the
yeah,
field.
and make the difference. Like that's always
It's a
been
brilliant
right.
feeling.
Yeah, it's a great feeling when you know you've come off the pitch and you've made a difference, as in you've affected the game positively for your own teammates. Like,
Would you call yourself a fan?
of football, no,
Yeah.
don't support anyone.
I get that vibe.
Do you not?
I knew that before I asked that question.
My dad never supported anyone, so I never really supported anyone. My kids follow Liverpool. I watch football all day, every day.
You're
But
definitely a student.
yeah, I love football, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't be. Oh, I have to go and watch this. My team are playing on the telly. I have to go watch them. Like, I'd watch any game.
I don't see you going to a pub to watch a match.
If it's on, it's on.
Yeah, like pubs. Going to a pub now has kind of changed now that I have 3 kids.
yeah.
You can only go if they have a kiddie area.
Yeah, that's what it's like. Yeah, so no, I watch football at home. That's it. I watch whatever's on, but no, I'm not too pushed whether it's on or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would rather play than watch a game. Like,
Yeah.
See, because I have this thing where I think lads that play at a really, really extremely high level can't be they just aren't fans.
I wouldn't be one of those people that sit and shout at the TV or
Yeah, that's what I mean.
or roar.
Because because I think that was your profession. That was your job for so long. That was
Yeah.
your profession, and you're like you know, if you're a postman, you know,
Always
if a parcel came to your door, you're not high fiving your man and giving him a hug.
No.
You're saying you're doing your job. You're like Ray Keane. Doing his job.
Yeah,
Do
but
you
he fucks it at
but
the
do you
door,
know what I'm
lets
trying
him
to
back
get
the
at?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're kind of I enjoy watching it. I really enjoy watching it, but I'm not going getting the merchandise and the flag and the scarf. That's
Yeah.
it, do you know?
Oh no, I don't own a kit or anything like
Yeah.
that, or a jersey. Or anything. I don't think I've owned a jersey since since my dad last bought me one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last one.
Yeah, that's right too. I have seen lads over 40 years of age going around jerseys. I think it's extremely childish.
Yeah, all right, Podge.
It is. I think they're childish. I honestly. Like,
I'd
what
rather
are you
buy
doing?
a jacket or a hoodie or something like that.
Yeah.
If you're buying like jerseys, don't do anything for me, really. You know.
It says 2 boys there selling jerseys the last
Well,
fucking
yeah, selling
year
them
or
and
so.
wearing them is a different thing, you know, Podge.
Well, I wear it when I'm playing 5-a-side with the lads or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me this. You went back to Sheriff.
Yeah, went back to Sheriff. I don't know whether we won another FAI Junior after that. Yeah, there was no place like home.
Yeah. It was just like realisation that this is where it's at, lads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was always that way when, you go down training. There's no chance of one or two might miss, but it's always a session. Always enough for a good session, and twice a week, and that's what you want. 2 good sessions a week in the game.
Are you a good trainer?
No,
Why would you not be a good trainer? Tell me why you wouldn't be a good trainer.
I wouldn't train the same way I played.
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
I get involved. Like the 5-a-sides, no, but I'm not going to go around smashing people or winning headers and training things like that. It's just the way I've kind of always been, and that was a criticism in England. He doesn't train the way he plays.
Really?
Yeah, kind of stay on the outside,
Yeah. What are you like in the dressing room?
quiet. I'm not a shouter or a screamer. I'm the same on the pitch. I don't see the point in
No.
berating anyone. If they make a mistake, they're hardly meaning to do it. So, I've never been one to shout and scream at people.
I think 4 times I've been on the pitch with you, and I don't think I've heard you shout once.
I know I wouldn't.
Just His actions speak louder than words, basically.
But you give information, but there's no point.
Yeah, but
if
you're
someone gives the ball away,
Game
What
or
the
less.
fuck? Yeah, whatever.
yeah,
No,
there's no point. And I hate when people do it because it's only trying to deflect from something they've made a mistake about. Like, so if I make a mistake and someone rolls out and I go, what benefits that?
Yeah, I can't change it.
I didn't mean to do it. Like,
And it could affect the player for the wrong way.
yeah, if they're not
couldn't it?
strong enough,
Yeah,
it could,
if they're not
like,
a big character, say.
especially when it's an older player giving out to a younger player. Like at Sheriff, there was never really that. Lots of them were all ex-teammates from schoolboy age, so there's kind of two teams put together. Whereas at North End, there was a difference in age. There was young kids coming through. There's no point in giving out to them. Like,
Would you look at yourself as a leader?
yeah, probably with how I played and how I affected teams. Every team I played in, I was either centre midfielder or then for a few years in League of Ireland I was centre half. But yeah,
Play centre half, yeah.
yeah. In
Enjoy
goal.
it.
I don't mind heading and kicking, like, but yeah, I prefer to be involved in the game more. I was made centre half for 1.5 seasons, and then back into midfield. So
Is it because you say when you use the not involved as much as centre half? Is it because you're not affecting?
further up, yeah.
Yeah,
Like I know,
like a 60-yard pass from centre half is quite a lot different than a 60-yard pass from the 6 or 8 area, right?
yeah, definitely, yeah. Well, like in Galway at the time when I was playing centre half, it was more about I was decent in the air, so we'll keep him at the back. I had a decent partnership with the fella I was with, but like it wasn't. You're just defending. You're not.
Yeah,
You're trying to just stop getting relegated. Really.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a realisation, I suppose, in management to say, well, he's good in the air, he'll do a good job here, he'll clear, he'll lift,
Yeah, and
he'll get us up the field.
Yet again, that's where I'm getting a little bit older. Then I could be 25, and you're finding your voice a bit more for instructing people around the pitch. The older you get, you kind of get better at that. Like,
yeah. What talk to me then about the move to North End? Like, they're a monster, right there, and you joined the crew.
What? So yet again, I'd walked from Sheriff, and I'm 30.
Another bad end in a Sheriff.
That's the one with Quigley, where that's. So I'd gone back when Alan was there.
Okay, gotcha.
So then I'd done another season and a half, and then Alan left, and then Quigley came in.
Yeah,
And that was the end of that.
right.
So
Okay.
I walked away, and then Gary Dempsey's gone in to help Goggy, and I think they've done their whole of pre-season, and then Gary rings and says, "We've got a match up in Enniskerry. Do you fancy coming up and playing?" I said, yeah, come up and play. It's game of football.
Yeah.
I wasn't planning on doing anything. I didn't know whether I'd go play local in Wicklow or not. So I went to North End and ended up staying there for 2 years.
What? Did you enjoy your time?
Loved it, yeah. It was great. Yeah. Gary's training was very similar to Alan's. Pretty basic, as in the basic stuff that works in possession games, short sprints, small-sided games.
Winner's attitude as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly the same. Like very, very similar. I've always said it. They're very similar in their makeup of
Sheriff and
North End.
Yeah.
The North End team I played in, yeah, very similar. Lots of lads that just wanted to win, like, and didn't care about anything else. Like,
No.
I suppose you use the word fit in. Easier for you to fit in when you're going to something that's relative to you, right, or something that you know or is familiar.
Yeah, like I knew a couple of lads. I obviously knew Kyle, and I knew a few of them from playing against like Kyle Dempsey and Shane and Spot. But like you don't know from the outside looking in. But once you get in there and you see they're all decent trainers,
Yeah, this is familiar.
Numbers good at every training session.
Numbers are good. Yet again, Gary and Goggy had it set up. If you don't train, you don't play.
Yeah,
and like that's like I thought I'd be able to negotiate. I'd come down once a week and train. That was knocked on the head pretty quickly.
Really?
Yeah.
No matter who you were coming in.
Yeah, didn't matter. Yeah, you're the same as everyone else.
You'll appreciate that, I think.
Yeah, you're the same as everyone else everywhere you go. Like, as in, you train twice to play. You don't just show up and play. Like, no matter, of course, there's going to be times where you're exempt if you've got a reasonable excuse, but it can't be every week.
Yeah. And we spoke outside about man marking and things like that. Like, did you get tortured? Yeah.
At times I did. What teams have to do what they think they have to do to win. Like, man marking me in teams like Sheriff and North End is. Would you not be better off sitting in and trying to defend everyone instead of just,
as a group? Say,
yeah, instead of just picking on me and leaving.
Yeah, but see, people don't understand, John, that when you're man marking someone and say you get the ball 5 times and he wins it 3, but you turn him 2.
Yeah,
Like when you turn him, they're a player down straight away, right?
Yeah.
So the lines are easier for you to break now.
Yeah.
But you're 100% correct. If they come out with the attitude of, let's do the mid to low block, let's sit in and try and win his diags, it'd be more beneficial to us than trying to...
I'm not going to play a diag if there's...
Yeah, I know you're not. I know you're not. But you're going to try and draw them out.
Yeah, that's it.
But if they were very disciplined, it's probably an easier thing to do. Like, and I never understood. Like, we had a chap here, Dean Kelly, he's the best player in Carlow, isn't he? He's at Wexford Youths and that, and they played Wexford Boys in semi-final of Leinster last year. He had a guy marking him and didn't even just standing looking at him.
Yeah.
Just stared him right in the
after
face.
70 minutes, a lad came on for the last 20 and did that again.
It's mad.
For 90 minutes, he was followed around the field, and 3 yards is the most man went away.
See, that's where, if a team did that with the likes of Sheriff or North End, you're not just doing it, you'd have to do it to 5 or 6 players, never mind just one.
Yeah.
It's because if you're willing to sacrifice a midfielder or a centre forward to go with man mark,
it was 10v10 lads.
Well, one of the lads will just step in from the back and just go, I'll come and play then.
There's too much space for him there. All of a sudden,
well, I just go stand out.
They're losing shape.
I just go stand out of the way and go and play, and then let them make a decision whether they go and mark me or go defend with their team. You just have to be cute enough to see it. But it does get frustrating when you're trying to get on the ball and every time
you're fouled.
No, not even that, you're fouled. The lads won't give you the ball because your man's literally in your shorts.
Observation wise, does the coach pick up on that, or the players just pick it up themselves and that Sheriff team?
They just pick it up. Everyone sees it playing his day, but the Sheriff lads just, they play what they see.
Your man is following John Lester around the field.
They won't give you the ball if they know it's not beneficial for the team. The lads were all good footballers, streetwise footballers that they knew how to protect it at all times. Like, didn't really give it away, but yet again they could win the hard way as well. If you had to go long and play up the rocker, you'd do that. Like.
Good player as well, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what when you mentioned that Sheriff, Sheriff has mentioned to me, because I don't know if you understand, John, and you can back me up on this, Papa. Like, that Sheriff team has spoke about here. Like, you're spoke about here. Like, John Rock has spoke about here. Yeah,
because we've gone,
do you know, like,
everywhere we've gone, even when we went out of Dublin, we generally won. Like, we very rarely got bet on the road. Like.
You were genuinely the Harlem Globetrotters at that time.
But people used to go, like, if you weren't playing, if you were playing York or you were playing Hanover or
people could see them,
match, like, Sheriff is down here, boys. You want to see them down there too many times.
Get down,
Get down and watch them.
Yeah, but
watch this John Lester lad play.
Yeah.
No, honest to God, that's what people used to say. And that was the main reflection of you and that Sheriff team.
Yeah. Yeah, the team was good, but the thing is they weren't always easy on the eye, like.
No, but that's the point I'm getting to. I think he actually created a pattern in junior soccer. Like, as a coach looking at it, having worked in junior soccer, and I watched the way he played, and you specifically on the kind of pivot and half turn, and I used to always find fascinating is the passes, the 30 or 40 yard passes, and it land on Paul Murphy, is it?
Yeah,
Spot.
No, the brother
fullback.
Oh, sorry, okay.
They'd land on his big toe. And he'd walk into the area. Like, it epitomised, your pattern epitomised arriving late.
Yeah.
Like, and he was like, this is...
Well, Paulie can run for Ireland. Like,
athlete.
And lightning, and as tenacious as anyone.
Yeah.
As in, he'd make sure he'd get there. Even if it's a bad pass, he'll get it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a great thing. Like, the players he had made average to OK passes look absolutely outstanding. Like, I couldn't like, I was like, man, I have to try and get my team at the time to this level, because and then you go and you try it, you're like, forget about it, let's just go on 9 lads, forget about it. But I actually think he invented a pattern that's still been worked on today. I think clubs picked it up and are still like that. Noak team is like, to me, is like the way Sheriff played. Like, do you understand that? Like, do you have any?
They always play 3-5-2, and that's the thing, that you had 3 really good defenders and then kind of overloads. Like, it depends on who was on either wing. Like, there were so many different wingers, or not so many, but so many good wingers that they had, or wing backs that could get up and down, and then you had generally 3 out of 4 midfielders that knew what they were doing. We're all different, but all
could rotate as well, right?
All complemented each other. Like, yeah.
Was the standard of the league, John, fantastic in that Sheriff? What was the 1A, was it?
The Premier. So there was Premier A, so there was us every year, and then Kilbarrack were always thereabouts second, and then Usher came for a while, there's another team, O'Devney came for a while, but they were always Sheriff seemed to have everyone's number. Like
Your mindset was like, if we play well, they won't beat us.
we just never thought we were getting beat.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we didn't let it happen. That's the thing. We didn't lose many league games over the whole time I was there. Like, I'm trying to think. It might have been 3 or 4.
In 7 seasons.
Yeah, we went
Sorry, isn't it?
went a couple of seasons with unbeaten. Like, so yeah.
What does that mean to you?
Nothing.
Nothing. No.
Fuck all.
Well, did you go out there to win every game? So it just happened. We did it.
Yeah, we done it. I
Yeah.
got.
But you strike me as the lad is like, it's the first game of the season. It's a game of soccer. And then you're like, oh, we're playing Pike in the FAI Junior Cups final.
Are we?
Still a game of soccer.
Yeah.
But have you looked at any of the pictures of after games or anything like that? I'm in none.
Yeah.
I don't get in pictures. I go after a match. I go and talk to me dad, and then let them do their celebrating. Then I'll go. I'm not one
Would
of
you
them
go for a
jumping
beer
around.
with them? Would you socialise with them? Yeah.
I don't know. I have a pint after
Yeah.
a match. They're the nicest pints of
Yeah,
have, like,
yeah.
So I wouldn't.
It's the next day for me. I love it.
I'm just not
Half-time
one of
up
them
and
for
gone.
jumping up and around and spraying champagne and things like that. Just no, stay out
Again,
of the way.
because you're a professional and you were doing your
No,
job, right?
I've been like that since I was that height.
Really?
I don't like being the centre of attention.
Really?
Yeah, not for
Says
me.
the man who played in the midfield and one of the greatest runner soccer teams of all time.
But that's football. It's different to
Yeah.
everyday life or
Yeah.
after a game and things like that.
What's your interest outside of soccer?
I mountain bike is what I do.
You're joking me.
Yeah.
Where do you do that?
In the mountains, in Wicklow.
Good answer.
Well, we haven't done it in a while. There used to be a gang of us. We'd go to Italy every year. Go to a place
Right.
called Finale and get a bus up top of the hill and come down as fast as you can.
You're the most.
That is rapid though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a friend in Australia, Vinny Kavanagh, does that, and he fucking loves
Really?
it. No, he has a lad. He's gone. There's a lad called Paddy Lynch
Yeah.
from Carlow. He's in Australia the last 15 years. But Vinny's on the camera, trying to
Yeah.
record him and keep up with him.
Yeah.
When I see him, like the slaloms on a bike,
It's
like,
lethal.
Deadly.
It's-
Deadly.
you hit
yeah.
a tree though.
I've
Pancake job.
I've 6 stitches. That's the worst so far in my
So,
elbow.
so far.
And what age when you took that up?
I used to do it when I was younger, and then when I moved to Wicklow, I went back to doing it. So it would have been what?
That's the strangest hobby
It's deadly.
ever.
It's deadly.
Yeah.
So we get out and I'm not getting an electric bike anytime soon, but that's what we do.
Yeah.
So a gang of us get out. A fella I hang around with, Dave McHugh, he's a rugby agent, so
Okay.
bum a few tickets off him every so often.
Brilliant.
That's a load.
Tell me this. Your happiest time in the game?
Happiest time?
That's a good question, Podge.
I know, Papa.
Is it
I didn't tell him either.
England or Sheriff? Which is it, Podge?
Let's see if I
I know, the happiest time, like, I'd go back to playing in the park with my outfit by a mile.
Brilliant.
That would
I was
be,
hoping for that answer.
that, like,
Back to the tree.
go back to that tree. There's some hardship there, but yeah, I'd go back to the trade. Sometimes there was one time I'd have a weight belt tied to me and a rope and a 10 kg weight out the back and sprint up the hill.
No way.
Yeah, but I'd love it. I would have done it all day.
Is the conversation, do you want to play football?
No, it's just
Strap that on.
no. He'd do it as well. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be just me doing it.
Okay.
He'd be doing it. He'd be playing. He'd have a match on the Sunday as well. So it wasn't just.
If I
He
can
must
do it,
have been
you
a
can do it.
queer. He must have been a queer fit man to play junior soccer at 58, was he? Your
He was
fella?
playing over 35s, 58. Yeah, I was playing the 35s match there a few years ago in Rings End.
46, I'm nearly there.
I tell you the truth, John. I live in a duplex apartment, and I see the stairs like a travel air and gladiators. To be honest with you, do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm 40 and one.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I feel
Go
your
on my
pain.
first whistle. Podge, go on the sundial. Is it going to take forever? Yeah, that's outrageous. No, I was always interested in what the happiest moment was, but yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, they're the best times. As in, yeah, Sheriff was great, but like I was an adult then.
Yeah.
You're innocent when you're younger and playing. Like even playing with Leicester Celtic when you win the FAI or the All Ireland there, you're not supposed to win it with them.
I have a feeling, John, that your medals are somewhere you forget.
I don't have them. Don't know where they are.
That's crazy.
I know where 2 FAI Junior medals are because they were given to us in a frame with the other 5 that year
Where's that frame?
underneath the bench in the kitchen.
Brilliant.
So that's there. My ma has all my international stuff, my caps and that. She keeps asking me, do you want to take them? No, leave them there. Leave them in the attic.
Why do you not understand success? Like, why do you not keep them?
It's not something I look back on or anything like that. When I told my dad was coming on here, he was like, you do know you've had a decent career. I was like, yeah, but that's it. It's a game of football. I still play now.
Yeah.
Like, I still get up and have my boots ready, have everything ready the night before. It's just.
Are you related to Roy Keane?
No.
Because you fucking sound like him, man.
That's just the way it is. It's like, if you play football, you play football. But that's why, like, I didn't lick it off stone. Like, my dad used to clean his boots the night before a game, and I do the same. I'm trying to teach my kids to, but they won't do it.
No.
That's the modern person, isn't it? Like,
I was trying to teach them to do it, yeah.
Do you see any of you and your kids, like, from, I'm not trying to go deep, from a soccer perspective, do you think they could take the same journey, or?
They don't have the same commitment. I don't know whether it's environment,
Distractions?
I'm not going to push them. I've always said that if they want to do it, they can do it. We live in a house. The football pitch is right behind the house. They can come train anytime. I still go out there and train on my own. Like, so.
What?
Yeah.
You still go and train on your own? How often do you train?
Whenever I can, really.
Just bring a ball out,
Bag of balls. There's a net up there. Run. Yeah.
ping a few.
Just a few dribbles, shot. Yeah. That's about hitting the net.
Yeah.
You're a fan of the sport, ain't you? Though it's just.
But I don't know any different. As in, it's always been that way. Like, anytime I wasn't training with my dad, I was playing in school, or if one way or the other, I was always training.
I've just struck a theory with you, John. It's because you've done it so young, and you've done it over 10,000 times. I don't know if you ever heard that book, 10,000 Hours, right? Whatever it is. It's actually a habit for you now. Like, it's something that's like, I've always done this.
Yeah. Well,
this isn't not normal to me. Well, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But don't you know if you are having a bad day or whatever, like, you go out and go for a run, the bad day's gone, you're in good humour afterwards. Or if you go for a walk or do something, like, it helps. Like,
here's the difference between me and you, John. I turn on my PlayStation 4 and I have a frame of snooker.
You're too old to be playing PlayStation 4.
I am, yeah. I am. I have a frame.
I do 30,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
Between work and golf or
Don't play
exercise.
that. Don't play
No, but I
golf.
train in the pond. Like, you got up 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I had a 10,000 steps done at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, you can't beat just
Do
getting out a
10,000
bit of
winks.
fresh air.
No, I do like a walk and that, but lately I'm just like,
Love it.
Get an e-bike and come up the mountains with me.
no, you're grand. Oh, thanks.
You knock down the trees. You're like a polar bear going through the mill.
Well, I'm hardly small myself.
Anybody should have
really?
25. Don't touch what you can't afford, Paul. I'm fascinated, John. I always say this to everyone. Like, we've had some really good guests. I've had Paul Jammond on here. Paul asked me to ask you about a trip to Spain. But Paul Jammond.
Did he?
But I forget what the question was. Sorry, Podge.
Oh,
But
There was a trip to Spain with Galway. He wasn't on it.
was he not?
No, he must have known a few lads that were.
He must have. I don't think he was ever at Galway.
No, I don't know how he would have heard.
Would you have come across Paul Jammond?
He's a good bit younger than me. So
Yeah.
he might have been in the league. I know who's told him that, actually.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
We will park it.
Well, no, I wasn't arrested.
We're not parking this.
Come on.
No, as far as aware, a few lads tried to get on a boat to Africa. And
Go away.
Yeah.
Or the Pirates.
I don't know. They're just things you do. You're away on a pre-season trip and you're allowed out for the last night and a few pints and a few took it overboard. That's all. Literally.
We're trying to make Captain Phillips again.
There's loads of stories like them. Lots of them can't be told. Like
The All County one that John told us about the last episode.
Oh, that was in. It was in the Leinster Junior up there. It was on a windy Friday night. Really bad. Weather was awful. They had loads of fans. They were like, they're a decent side now. They were
good side.
They're only kind of starting there at that stage. So this was their first time. It could have been the quarter final or something, but we're winning 1-0 at half time. And have you ever been to the Astro and Brickfields?
Yeah.
You have to walk down. You have to walk down the hill and into the change rooms.
Yeah.
So I come off, a gang come around me and walk me to the change rooms, just shouting the usuals at me, and it is what it is. You take it, just laugh it off.
Didn't affect you at all.
No, why would it affect me? Like,
Yeah.
they're not going to do anything. They're just trying to intimidate and have a bit of fun. Like,
You say, why would it affect me, right? There'd be many people down there and they would tell you why it affects them. So I'd love to know, why doesn't it affect you?
I've been getting it since I was young. I've always got it. I even got it in the All-Ireland final.
Go ahead.
Get stick from adults and you're 15. Yeah.
Crazy.
It is what it is. Another time in...
They see it as their way of affecting you, but it doesn't affect you.
Did it affect me then? I had a bad game, so maybe it did. But I've been getting it for years. Another time playing for Longford, captain Longford, and the Limerick crowd for 90 minutes. You fat, you know what? It is what it is. Well used to it at this stage. Like, you get it everywhere. Like, you must be doing a good job if they have to focus on you to try and knock you off your game.
Is it expected?
Yeah. I don't care. I
You
don't
don't
care.
care.
Yeah, it doesn't
Like,
bother
if it
me.
happens, it happens. It doesn't. It doesn't sort of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like lots of people say, "Oh, to give you a stick, then after the game, you go, well, you've done well there. You're a decent player. That'll do me." Like,
Hit me with your best 11.
oh, I have to write this down because there's
Go on.
so many people.
We won't
you can
know
leave out.
any of these, will we? We'll know maybe a
You
few of
will.
them, will we? Yeah.
You know, most of them.
Yeah.
What do they do with it now? It's just out on that table.
I put in a shredder in the office.
I
there.
know it off by heart. So,
Do you?
yeah, Lee would be in the goal. You'd have
What's the shape? Sorry, no. Slow down. Slow down.
He
John.
loves. He's
What's the
obsessed with
shape?
shapes.
3-5-2.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what Sheriff always played.
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
we every so often you change because players being suspended, like we would be, and injured and that. But 3-5-2 was generally what they went towards. The latter stages, we went. Did we go 4-3? Yeah, 4-3-3. But yeah, 3-5-2.
What do you prefer?
Doesn't bother me. You're in the three in midfield, the extra man. Generally, as I got a little bit older, the extra man kind of helps.
Okay.
How good was Lee?
I'd lead
Super. Like.
I was at the
Goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the removal there last week, we were trying to figure out if you took certain players out of the team, would you have won it? Probably would have won it if you took any one of us out of the team apart from Lee.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
That's some step
he was
in
that
making the
good.
team. Yeah.
Is
He's
it
that
when,
good.
when you go back and you get together? Obviously, he's under difficult circumstances last week, but is the reminiscing good?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that like like that's
You
generally-
go straight back into team mode, as in he's never left.
But
never broke up.
are you a memories over medals person?
I prefer to talk about it than look at a medal. Like, well,
Yeah.
I can't look at
Sitting
them
down
because
the
I
pub
don't
with
know where they
15
are.
medals hanging around your neck.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't know where they are.
Like
No, there was one stage we're in
The Lord Mayor Sheriff.
the only thing is they all have the same ones.
yeah. There's plenty of you. Yeah.
In the old house in Meath, I was cutting the grass and then I find a Leinster Junior medal in the flower bed down the back.
Oh, a magpie stole it and dropped in the flower bed or
The young
something.
club was obviously wearing it around, playing in the garden, left out the back garden.
No way.
Yeah, I think there's one in one of the lads' rooms now. Like, yeah,
Would you strike me to kind of let it pick up the medal and just walk into the back door of the house, throw it,
in the drawer.
run it under the tap, throw it in there. That's great. Not so. Son, why you doing me medals, man? They're in the garden. No.
No,
Yeah.
they're only medals.
Yeah, it must be great to get back with the like.
Yeah, it's good. It was good to see them. Like, I know the circumstances weren't great, but it was good to see them. Like, we don't do it enough. That's what we're trying to figure out when we're going to do it next, because we're coming up. I think it's 15 years.
Surprised
since
you
the
haven't
first
got
one.
back together for 35s or something.
They had a 35s team.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, but I wasn't travelling in to play
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
Just that too much commitment for 35s.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great thing that all successful teams should do like that, is get together every
Yeah.
so often, because
Yeah.
there's a Walkerstone team here who no longer exist,
Yeah.
but they would have won everything, say 5 in a row leagues in Carlow,
Yeah.
which is, or 4 in a row, is that whatever it was.
4.
And they're all in their 60s now, or most of them, whoever's still alive.
Yeah.
They're having to get together soon with
That'd be deadly.
partners and
That'd
the
be
whole
brilliant.
lot, It'd be right now. I'd
And
say.
no women allowed.
No, yeah, well, sure, no.
No women allowed.
Yeah.
We're progressive down here, John.
Yeah.
Well, my wife would know the arse end of a football.
Yeah, I
No.
think that's the best way. My wife's the same. I think
Yeah.
it's the best way. I really do.
Yeah, she watched when we first started to see each other. She was watching. We were playing bows on the telly. I was playing for Pats. She asked, "Can you score on both goals?" I happened to score a volley.
Why is his jersey different than yours?
Yeah.
He's on a different team.
Yeah.
I happened to score a volley that day, but didn't mean anything to her. Like,
Yeah.
Clever
Yo.
the whistle. Should he not be in Aer Lingus?
What's a volley? I think HB had an ice cream called volley, did there or something? Anyway, back to this team.
yeah. Well, Lee's in the goal.
Yeah.
Paulie be right of the tree. Anto would be in the centre. Anto Kavanagh. So that's Paulie Murphy, obviously. Then I put Joe O'Neill there over David Brown because Joe won the 4 of them.
Okay.
David only won 2 or 3.
Is that all he won? Just 3, was it?
Yeah. You have I've left Gavin McDermott out there and Joe Flood there. They're all part of the squad, but you just can't
Yeah.
put them all in. Like.
Yeah.
You're going with lads that have won the
The
4.
majority of them are going to
Yeah.
be the ones that played in all the games.
Are you putting yourself in it?
No, it's not.
Fuck
No, if
me.
he, no, that's
That's it. That ends that, doesn't
that's
it?
that conversation
that
over.
ends
You
That.
can't,
Don't
put,
ever
yourself,
ask-
you
you know,
can't
you
put
can't.
yourself in it. Like you've played enough people in your time to leave yourself out of it. Like, and plus the lads I'm putting in there are just as good.
But you named this 11, right? You're in a dressing room. Let's make it real.
Yeah.
You're in a dressing room. You name your 11. Pop is there. He's the gaffer. He calls out 11. You're not in it, and he hands you number 13. Are you telling me you're disappointed? Or you're not disappointed?
I'd be disappointed, but I'd wait
Just
till after.
put yourself in the fucking team.
I'd
then.
wait till after the game.
Okay. All right. Okay. Go on. Yeah.
On the right, I'm putting Sean Murphy in. That's the cousin of the rest of the Murphys. So,
Okay.
So I put him over William Malloy. William only played in one, but like he went travelling. If he had stayed, he would have played every week. Like brilliant. And in the middle, I'd play Darren O'Brien, Darren Dunn, which is Whacker, and Stephen Murphy, which is Bones.
Yeah.
So they're my midfield partners.
Physical, right?
Yeah, they could do everything. Like,
Physics strong.
Yeah, they could do everything. Like Whacker's not the tallest fella, but he's as strong as anyone.
Strong, yeah.
Yeah. Darren was cute on the ball. Bones is cute on the ball, and then they could all do. We could all do a bit of everything.
But that's the making of a good team, though, John.
Yeah, they could all do.
That's the heart of it, isn't it?
So if I missed a game through injury or suspension, one of them would drop into the 6, and they could all do everything.
No player missing left the gap.
No, that's what I mean. That's why the discussion was so good about if we left, who could we leave out, and the team not working. It was only Lee, really.
Yeah.
So on the left, it was between Kevin Lynch and Mark Higgins, but I went for Mark Higgins just because he scored in the final.
Are these all Sheriff players?
Yeah, I'm not picking anyone outside Sheriff.
Brilliant.
There's only one, and I had a discussion with him there a couple of weeks ago, with Spot.
Yeah.
And I said, I'd love to put you in, but I wouldn't do it to any Sheriff players. He's the only one. Like there's
good player, though, isn't he?
Brilliant. There's a few from that North End team who would be really close to being able to go into the Sheriff at their height, but I couldn't do it. Like I couldn't do it.
Even John said last episode he was on.
Yeah, I listened.
He said
to it
of all the a conveyor belt of 31 years, obviously going to get some top players.
Yeah,
in North
they
End.
had some really good players.
He said if I had to put the pin in my collar, he said Spot would be the best I've ever.
Spot was brilliant. And Spot won the Milk Cup as well.
Yeah.
I don't know whether he won the Milk Cup. We got player of the tournament.
West Ham as well?
No, I don't know who he was with, but he got player of the tournament.
Okay.
Yeah, so Spot has a similar story to me in ways. Yeah.
He's a cool guy too, though, isn't he? Like going around the field.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but he has a bit of fire in his belly as well.
He certainly has that, yeah.
I don't have it as much, as in the red mist doesn't descend as much. Well, it used to, not anymore. Now I'm a bit older, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where am I at? Oh, then two centre forwards. So John O'Rourke plays every day of the week because
he's an animal.
Yeah, he's just a different human being to most people.
Yeah,
like, people used to hate playing against him. Like one of the strongest people I've ever seen. Yeah, like big centre forwards bouncing off him.
And occupy 4. Like occupy
oh yeah,
when
we went to the stage, when we went 4-3-3, he'd occupy 2 or 3 centre halves.
No problem.
No problem.
Go back to who was the 2 lads sent off? You said in the game against
Whacker and Paulie, our captain and Whacker sent off in the one game.
What about 9 men
sent off in the same incident?
How important was the big lad then?
Oh, he was massive. Like you end up playing with. Did we go 3-4-1 or something like that? And
3-4-1.
Don't win the game.
Yeah.
Extra time.
Don't forget you had Lee in the goal as well. Like.
Yeah.
Like Lee would catch the ball and kick the ball into the pitch to John's foot. Like.
Yeah.
And John would take it down and hold it up till we get there.
That's magic. Yeah. That's mental. Like, isn't it? Yeah.
Draw a foul and just slow down the game. Whatever you had to do. Yeah.
Yeah. But like the lads were cute enough. They were all like, some teams don't have that. They all had that gamemanship that they know how to win a game. Like.
Yeah.
By any way possible. Yeah. And then the other one, last one I put in is Keith Dunn. And that's the one to be toss up between him and Spot. But I put Keith in because Keith was one of the outsiders as well that came in and made a huge difference to Sheriff.
When you say outsiders, just outside of the area, not like
outsiders. So me, Daz, and Keith would be known as the outsiders.
Go away.
But the boys let you know.
Yeah, it was a laughing joke. Like, we're the manager's favourites because we're the outsiders, like, and things like that.
Go away.
Yeah, it's a bit of fun, like.
So did all the rest of them lads come from the one area then? They would have come up together,
generally,
was it?
Yeah. So like Paulie, Whacker, and all them are all from one team, and then I think Bones and all the rest are Bones and a few others are all from the same team. Like, so they're kind of 2 teams came into one, and then they all came of adults, and that's when it started to build. Before Alan came in,
top group of players.
Yeah.
Last question, John. If you were to change anything in your career, what are you changing?
No.
You wouldn't change it.
Why?
Could you have seen it go a different way?
In hindsight, do you pick the right club? Do you go somewhere else? That's probably it. Other than that, I wouldn't change anything.
That's guesswork though, right? Isn't
it? Yeah. It could go the same.
You could have gone to Newcastle or Wolves instead of Everton.
It could go the same at other clubs. Like, did I pick the... When you look back, you go, at Everton, it definitely was the wrong club for you not being our team were brought in of all different internationals, where it wasn't a home-based Liverpool side, but one or two. They brought in lots of them, and the fella who looked after the youth team said he'd love nothing more than a team of Liverpool lads before we came. So yeah, it is what it is. Like, I'm not going to worry about it.
You described yourself to me when I approached you about this as someone who played the game professionally for 10 years and just kept playing and was an ordinary person. Is that the words you used, or do I remember? What words did you use?
That's pretty much it. Like
I think that wraps you up in a nutshell. Like,
yeah, like why? Like, I know lots of people stop playing, as in they play professionally and they can't kind of, I don't know whether it's adapt or have the hunger to play on. Like,
yeah,
like I plan to play on for another good while. So
still playing.
I still play. 35s, yeah.
Any inkling to go back to play a bit of junior? Or?
No, I don't think I'll be allowed.
Okay.
I don't think.
3 kids.
I tried it there. Tried travelling for 35s last year and didn't go down great. You're gone Monday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's surely like it's in you to play still decent level if you want to.
If I could, yeah, you'd have to have the right people around me. That's one thing I always did as well. I didn't put myself in poor teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had decent lads around me. Like, to be fair, I wasn't.
It doesn't matter. I think the vibe I'm getting as well is it doesn't matter what level you're playing, it's once you're playing.
Yeah, it's a game of football. Like, if anyone rings me and says, "Oh, there's a game going down the road," yeah, I'll go down.
Like, you're a man lost of arrogance who has every right to be arrogant.
But why would you be arrogant? It's only a game of football. Like,
no, but if no disrespect, like, I'm not disrespecting it. If you brought 20 other people in here who have your CV, I'd say 18 and 20 are arrogant.
Yeah.
Well,
genuinely.
You're
just,
yeah.
Well, that's why they wouldn't. That's why they generally they would have lost to that Sheriff team, because that wasn't in that Sheriff team.
Yeah,
it wasn't, and they didn't change from day one to when they've won the 4. Yeah, it might have been bad losers, but it didn't change.
Who's a good loser, John?
I know. Yeah, but it didn't change if you've won 4 or won none. It's still just a game of football.
Do you know, lads? Do you know what's funny about when you speak to lads on podcasts and they sit down in front of you? Sometimes I get the vibe that they're pretending to be modest. Or they're pretending to be like coy.
They're not going to be like the other lads on here.
You're sitting down here, he's genuinely like, any more laid back you fall over, man.
That's the way I am. That's the way I've always been.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's the way I've always been. I'm the same on the pitch. Yeah, sometimes you get angry and the red mist, but generally being angry, you don't play your best, as in you're not clear-minded to make the right decisions.
Is it frustration or angriness though?
Oh no, there is anger there. Yeah. That used to be a thing that fueled me when I was younger. You get angry when, like, we're laughing and joking because my sister's young fella came in with a black eye the other day after a match, and I was going, yeah, you didn't see me at Rob's confirmation. So Rob's 2 years younger than me. I had one eye fully closed and the other one completely black.
Oh, yeah.
In the confirmation pictures.
From a fight in a match, or just?
No, just from a match. Lads targeting you. That's the way it was. Yeah. Two lovely elbows.
So you're 14?
14 time, yeah.
Brilliant.
Like a bumblebee.
Shapes you.
But that's the way it was. Like, yeah. You get split open, stitched up and go back and play. Yeah.
And that carries through the whole way, like...
Yeah.
You know, because there's no like mollycoddleness, or there's no well-being.
It wasn't in the game though, John.
No, it's the old-fashioned way.
I just want to fucking play, lads.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It's the old-fashioned way.
In the game then.
Like, there's a story, I was playing in Monaghan at the time, so I'm, 20 years of age. Dad had a match on the same day. They were coming up, it was a Saturday because it was the FAI Cup. And my dad got a speeding ticket on the way up, but he broke his foot in his match.
Go ahead.
So when he gets up to the match with me ma, I've got a bandage around my face. I've been kicked in the face, and I'm on the pitch with a bandage on my face. He's got a broken foot. That's the way our family is.
Yeah. We have to go to the McDonald's drive-through tonight. We can't get out.
Yeah.
Papa, do you have anything for the man?
Look, ultra respect, John. Thanks for coming on.
No, thanks for having me.
You're so respected in the country, never mind in Carlow, but
I wouldn't know.
Top. Yeah. Well, no, you wouldn't.
There's lads here with posters you on the wall, like, do you know what I mean?
Well, I'll show you the t-shirt. Look.
Hope this is not the picture from the Aviva where I look like a man from the Goonies.
I just seen that. Yeah, that was who took that picture? It was rotten. But no, look, extremely decorated. An absolute pleasure to get you on. Thanks so much for coming down. I definitely think I could call on you again at some stage for something maybe, or
I'd give you a dig out any way I can.
Yeah.
Fair play,
well, thanks so much. Lads, that's it for this week. This is a pre-recorded episode. I am currently in real time in Venice, enjoying myself.
Quantum leap here beside
Nice for some, isn't it?
Quantum leap is right, yeah. So that's why we haven't got Podge versus Popper results or fixtures, but we'll pop them up on the socials during the week, right, Popper?
Yeah.
We'll get them up there. John, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Absolute
Thanks a lot.
pleasure and
Yeah.
honour.
No,
Thanks,
it's
John.
great. Thank you.
Popper, as always, not my podcast.
It's not my podcast.
It's Carlos Soccer's podcast, a short podcast. Good luck and God bless.
Brilliant.
Thank you. That was brilliant. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, John.
Enjoyed that.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
full time on this episode of the How Is He podcast. Available on all podcasting platforms. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter/X. Proudly sponsored by Curra Sports. For more information, contact Shane@currasports.com or check out their website, currasports.com.